Alright, so I'm sure quite a bit of you are probably wondering what my latest videos are on my YouTube page um, regarding the Tron Legacy stuff, Clue stuff. Um, and I kind of just want to explain what it is. Now, it's been a while since I made one of these videos, like in the truck here. Um, so I figured I'd make this a special occasion. Um, For those of you who aren't aware, Tron Legacy is basically a movie that was, I think it was either directed or produced by a guy named Kosinski. That's his last name. Um, and Kosinski is basically, you know, he's the one who fabricated Tron Legacy. Now, uh, basically what I was doing was I was examining the soundtracks of Tron Legacy. I was examining the soundtracks from the Tron Legacy YouTube channel. Now, I don't fully know who is behind that channel, but it's definitely someone who practices witchcraft. So, obviously, I'm going to keep my awareness up towards that channel. Um, Lately, I've still been trying to get over this cough, whatever it is. uh, but it seems like whenever I mention it, I just start to cough. Anyways, uh, so I really want to talk about why I chose to worry about Tron Legacy, why I chose to lose, um, only for the cast of Disney to find out that I didn't lose. So that way, you guys, the people who stick with me, are able to fully get the story as to what I did there. Now, at first, I posted the Clue video, which is basically the fall of Kevin and his gang. Um, Now, this was around the area where I was getting a lot of doubts, where I was being hit a lot with doubt, and um, basically, the devil was trying to steer me away from it. And also, not too long ago before it, I encountered a Satanist on Jay Kizer's video. Now, Jay Kizer, for those of you who aren't aware of who he is, shout out to him, by the way. He's a guy who's basically being bullied um, by so many people, guys. He's being bullied by so many people. He's being bullied by so many kids, and they're like all spamming his sections over and over. And I'm like thinking to myself, this ain't really normal. This ain't really what people do. So there's got to be some kind of a dark spirit behind it. And guess who I found? I found somebody going into his sections, um, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, casting spells basically by putting all these lyrics on his page and spamming it. So I'm like, okay, that's why. Because there's so many Satanists and witches. There's so many witches on his specific community post. So I was thinking to myself, all right, if you want to do that, I'll strike back at you with a lyrical. And I did. So I struck back at him with a lyrical. He didn't respond, obviously, he wasn't going to. But it still did the job. I certainly hope that he never returns to Jay Kizer's video. Um, And by the way, on a side note, to those of you who are bullying Jay Kizer, cut it the hell out, dog. Whoever you are, I don't know who you are. I think you're a bunch of kids. Cut it the hell out, kids. Cut it the hell out. That's not going to get you anywhere. If you want to gain respect, gain love, you got to earn it. All right? From other people. You got to earn it. You can't, it's not just given out like candy, you know? That's what I've told Isaiah Saldivar. I told him, love, you got to earn it. You can't just expect it. So, anyways, back to what I'm saying. Basically, what happened was I did a mismatch. I did a mismatch of the identity of Clue from Tron Legacy. Now, if you guys also aren't aware, Clue has 2 pages of himself. I don't mean that coincidentally. He has 2 pages of himself. The first page is basically his description. Number 2, however, doesn't really explain who he is, but it's there. Now, Clue 1 is basically the one who stuck by Kevin Flynn's side. He's the one who has basically worked on the grid with him for so long. But Clue 2 is the one who basically betrayed him, who turned aside from Kevin's rule and basically started his own. Now, this is what Kosinski doesn't realize. Yes, I have seen songs from the Tron Legacy soundtrack from the opposing team, the one that goes against Kevin's side, that kicked the ass of the side of Kevin's songs. I've seen that. There's no comparison to that. And, ultimately I've been realizing that, but, I basically chose to worry and to lose so that way I could bring this attention to you, and that way you would realize that ultimately you lost by the grace of God. By the grace of God, you have lost. Now, Kosinski, if you're out there, I do care about you. I care a lot about you, but I am aware of the mind tricks that Disney tries to play. All right, and that's why for every step that you guys take, God's helped me to be steps further in front of you. All right, so I wanted to let my brothers and sisters in Christ out there hear this because it's so important, guys. It's so important to realize that Disney has mind games. And basically, I gave them the slip. That's all I really did. Um, you know, I was aware of what I was going to do. I was aware of how I was going to execute it. But the only thing is, it required me to struggle with apps. It required me to struggle because, I was breaking through that. I was breaking through it. I was breaking through the mind game. I was breaking through all of that, you know. I was breaking through all of that. See, the way I see it is anybody can send doubt in someone's way. That's the lesson here. Anybody can send doubt someone's way. But does that mean that just because that person has acted on doubt, that means he's lost? Of course not. It just simply means that he could simply be trying to do a mind game. That's exactly what I was trying to do here. Now, as far as um, the other videos that I've shown you, like Tekken's, um, uh, no, yeah, Transformers, um, Terminator. As far as those are more obvious. I don't really need to go too far deep with those. But ultimately, I guess what I'm trying to say is that sometimes you gotta lose to win. And, you know, I'm not saying for you to suck up and believe what they do, but ultimately, the way to win sometimes is to lose. And in this case, Kosinski, you lost both rounds. I'm sorry, my guy.